TPC alert. TPC alert.
You've been enlisted into a top secret live stream called Pull the Ultra Trigger, a weekly live watch and review featuring ENSHOHMA and Kaiju Noir. So strap yourself in to a brightly colored nitro-filled funny jet. It's time to pull the Ultra Trigger. Trigger.
I made that with the bitmap on the Windies.
I hope they don't hit each other too hard.
Smite it.
And I'm searching for my knight in shining armor. No way.
Way. Oh, are you being sarcastic or sincere or a little bit both?
Smite it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's day late episode of Pull the Ultra Trigger with my wonderful co-host Kaiju Noir, and of course me, the ENSHOHM'S. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Still no.
Okay. Before we begin, we got a new person in the chat, LC. Hello, LC. Welcome to the show. Whatever. It's great to have you.
We got Doopzilla in the chat, Tokupunk, Ziza Draws, Brandon Films, we got Laura Fitkin, and we just got Goji Shea all in the chat.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what I'm referencing, go follow Monstrosities After Dark.
Yeah.
You're gonna love it. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't care.
Exactly, and wait for my next upcoming video, the unmade history of the Herculoids. Woo!
And
Okay.
just to let Goji Shay know, that was that quote that you're bringing up. That is actually a reference to one of Oni Cartoons' old shorts regarding Dragon Ball.
Okay, let's see. Let's see what kind of horrible comments we have. Laura Fitkin says, "Be still, my beating heart. He's on time. Be it a day late, but on time." So,
And we got our buddy Brayton saying a day late and a trigger short.
indeed. So
Ralph.
well, stuff happened Sunday, but also we had a big live stream on Saturday watching Halloween Was Grinch Night, followed up by Mad Monster Party. So in addition to what I had to take care of Sunday, I also thought it'd be a good idea just to take a day off, and thankfully you have some time to spare today.
Yes.
And speaking of Halloween, I decided originally we were just gonna watch the one Ultraman Trigger episode, but you've been asking. Actually, how about you read the comments before we go any further? I put it in the private chat.
Just want to bring up that Brayton said the aggressive in the chat thing that you do continues to be threatening beyond belief, Andres. Blame Matt Burkett, who will most likely blame blame Matt Burkett, who this was all started like as a parody of Nerd Cage Live, when the host of that live stream series would always go with Paul Tackett in the chat, and then that sort of became a meme on the Monstrosities channel, and we're bringing it over here because why the hell not? Now, as for Ralph's request, let's check it out. In the past, we've tried our best to keep our Ultraman-based double features themed between the episodes presented. However, we're dropping the theming similarities with two completely unrelated things: a villainous interdimensional monster witch out to conquer and kill Ultraman Tiga, and a villainous interdimensional golden titan out to conquer and kill Ultraman Trigger. See? Two totally different unrelated things. Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's just pure serendipity that happened, because you really want it's Halloween. Well, it's the last week of October, I should say. You really wanted to revisit this particular episode of Ultraman Tiga. As
Laura saying, "What? You get tired holding up the puppets for that thing you did?" That's what got you so tired that you didn't want to do another live stream yesterday?
No. No. It's just something happened, and then I'm not going to go into detail about it, so just deal with it. But also, it was just kind of, I drew a lot of that stuff on screen, so I deserved a little day off.
Did you do it yesterday?
No, I didn't do it yesterday.
And you have no excuse.
Yeah, but it was still. Yeah, but still. Calm
Anyways,
down. Jerkweed, dickweed, dork, little man. Anyways,
poopy head.
Dingus. No, that sounds wrong.
You silly Willy.
You mean-spirited nitty.
That's what you get for acting to Mickey and Shoma.
Oh, who's Mickey?
It's another Oni Cartoons reference.
Okay, so I have no idea what the hell an Oni cartoon is. So
you don't know Oni Plays?
Oh hell, don't! I'm old.
Oni has been making like YouTube animations since like the late 2000s.
I'm much older than that.
Anyways, continue on.
Okay, blah 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 blah. Anyways,
I said continue on.
Yeah, so it's the last week of October. I kind of want to keep the Halloween hype train going, especially since this might be the last Halloween thing I do this week. Although there might be something happening Thursday night, but we'll see what happens. And you've been wanting to revisit this episode because the time was right, and I figured, screw it. And it was by pure happenstance and serendipity that when I paired the two episodes together, I realized, holy crap, the main threats of tonight's episodes, the Ultraman Tiga episode on Halloween night, followed up by the Ultraman Trigger episode, A Golden Threat, or The Golden Threat, both feature villains from other dimensions coming to our world to cause some crap, to stir some shit up, if you will. Forgive my French. And now, of course, they're two fairly different creatures. Like, we have one, a scary witch monster, as well as a massive, terrifying Titan monster. But they're, interdimensional shenanigans, monsters from other dimensions who use other dimensions for their power. So I think it kind of works out tonight. So, and also, it's a good thing we do an episode now, because I don't know what's going to happen next week, since you're having a Halloween live stream on Sunday. So, yeah, we might push it again to Monday, or just do a catch-up double feature of Trigger episodes for the week for next week. So, better do it now than never. So, now, Mr. Kaiju Noir, how have you been doing lately, if you don't mind me asking?
I've been doing pretty dang good. Not much has changed, other than I'm just continuing to work on that Draco Azul novel, which we are getting closer to finishing up the editing process, thanks to the help of my editors and beta readers. And so it's only a matter of time till that gets ready. And on top of that, just things are improving a lot here in Japan. Of course, there is no sense of Halloween here at all, so I'm definitely going to take what I can get, especially with tonight's episode featuring one of the few, if potentially only, Halloween-themed episodes in the Ultraman franchise. I could be wrong, but this is definitely the one that means a lot to me, especially given how it is from my favorite Ultraman show ever.
Yeah, it's funny you should say that, because as far as tokusatsu in general goes, there's probably a couple of Halloween episodes here and there. But as far as the Ultraman franchise goes, this is probably the only real Halloween episode. And this was funny, too, because the story behind the 8th episode of Ultraman Trigger was that Tsuburaya Productions honestly thought Halloween was catching on big time in Japan. And, of course, you'll enlighten us.
No, it's not.
Hold on. Back in 1996.
No, it's not.
No. When the episode was made, please let me explain. Back in 1996, Tsuburaya Productions made this completely inaccurate prediction.
Depiction, yeah.
Depiction and prediction that in the 2000s and beyond, which is where Ultraman Tiga roughly takes place, the not too near future, that
not too distant future.
Okay, where's that mute button? I forgot I have absolute power in this stream.
Good luck hosting this stream without me, pal.
For fun. That's okay. I've done it before. So I can go on 4 hours talking about stupid crap. But it's much nicer to have a friend on board. A backstabbing friend. Anyways. Tsuburaya Productions thought that Halloween was going to catch on in a couple years in Japan. So they made this episode thinking that, hey, we'll do a Halloween episode early and become kind of a standard.
Catch on? They've got a lot to catch up.
Shut up, Phyllis Diller. She's still in the studio from last night. Isn't it unfortunate? We'll be hearing her throughout the night, right, Andres? Wink, 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 wink. And also, in addition to that, Tsuburaya Productions, they were ambitious enough, thinking that Ultraman Tiga would be a major seller across internationally, which was true with the exception of America around the time. So the Halloween episode was also made for that reason, so that other countries that do celebrate Halloween for sure would have a Ultraman Tiga Halloween episode. Unfortunately, cut to today, and Halloween did not exactly catch up in Japan. Mr. Andres, will you explain that?
Of what?
Do you want to go into the Japan's relationship with Halloween, aka the heathen holiday from foreigners?
So when it comes to the presence of Halloween in Japan, from what I've gathered from what I've learned from my students, Halloween, the only reason why Halloween is even known all that much in Japan in the first place is mostly due to Tokyo Disneyland, because Disneyland decided that they were going to introduce their Halloween celebration much like how they do in America, in the American parks. And so that, for a lot of Japanese people, Disneyland was their like a first exposure to the Halloween season. And they don't really know exactly what the purpose of Halloween is, other than it's a time for people to put on costumes and get drunk and eat candy and that kind of stuff, which is admittedly what America is all about. But a lot of my students would ask me, what is the purpose behind Halloween? And so I would give them a little bit of a history lesson on the origin, the sort of like Celtic or Celtic origins of Halloween, originally starting out as a sort of celebration of the end of the harvest season, a festival celebrating the end of the harvest season with Samhain, or some people may mispronounce it as Samhain even. And so over time, this sort of end of harvest season festival got mixed in with another set of rituals, scaring away demons or welcoming the spirits of the dead to come back, akin to like Day of the Dead, which is in Mexico and other countries, as I've come to learn. A lot of people tend to have their own takes on the holiday of, oh, this is the time where spirits come to visit. So Halloween is sort of like that, this sort of mishmash of various European traditions that all eventually culminated in what would become All Hallows Eve, which would later become change as Europeans immigrated to America and ended up becoming the modern day form that is Halloween, which bears almost nothing to any of the traditions that came before. And so it's always interesting because as I'm teaching my students the origins of Halloween, I myself am learning as well. Brayden says, I pronounced it as Sam Ham. He wrote the Batman, don't ya know? Yeah, it's for the Japanese people, they don't celebrate it. They don't do trick-or-treating at all. There are certain places, like maybe there's like a marketplace where certain shops would give candy, or there's like a shopping mall where each shop in the mall would give out candy to trick-or-treaters. So there are some dedicated places, but the idea of going to like strangers' houses in your neighborhood, knocking on their door and asking for candy, that is something that you do not do at all in Japan. These are like the type of people who go out of their way not to bother anybody at all whatsoever. So something like tradition like trick-or-treating could never take on in America. So anytime there is sort of trick-or-treating, there are very, very, very limited places for children to do so. And most children never do so. And of course, there are no horror movies out in theaters at this time. Nobody even knows that there is supposed to be a connection to the horror genre here in Japan. They just think, oh, silly costumes and parties, I guess. If there's anybody who's celebrating Halloween, it's not children, it's not families, it's mostly young adults who would go to like parties where they dress up and drink, kind of like, college age Halloween house parties. So that is pretty much Halloween in a nutshell. If there's any one big place, it would definitely be in somewhere like Shibuya, which I think I mentioned a couple podcast live streams ago, where every year they would have an enormous party in the middle of the crosswalk, and it has come to gain an infamous reputation among Japanese people because that painted a really bad picture of Halloween, thinking, oh, it's a time for drunken degenerates to make a mess out of everything.
Yeah, so, and also, didn't the infamy behind the Shibuya disasters kind of led to Halloween kind of being lightly outlawed, or at least frowned upon?
Frowned upon, definitely.
Okay. Now, a lot of people in the comments section, they're wondering why Take Me Higher, the original theme song to Ultraman Tiga, is only present on 2 episodes on the recently released Ultraman Tiga DVD box set.
Oh, yeah, there was a little bit of controversy, yeah. So Tiga was recent, as far as I know, Tiga was recently released on, like, Tiga, the Ultraman series that inspired Trigger. It recently got another new DVD release in America this month, and from what I understand, the series and the subtitles are no better than the ones from Funimation released way back in like 2004, 2005.
Okay, and also go on.
So just realized that this was the similar case with their Mill Creek's recent Gridman Blu-ray release, where they just ported over the subtitles from some streaming site as opposed to the superior subtitles that were from like the YouTube channel.
It's as much as I'm enjoying the much easier the more wide exposure Ultraman is getting online, it really does suck that we're still dealing with like little goof ups here and there, as well as the bigger problems. Like again, the Ultraman Tiga and Take Me Higher being created in tandem.
And to clarify, Take Me Higher is the name of the theme song,
yes,
for Ultraman Tiga.
Yeah, but because it was done with a boy band under the dictatorship of Johnny and Associates,
which is a talent agency for those who don't know. Come on, Raph, you gotta treat this as though people have never heard of any of these names before.
I also mentioned in the comment section, I was about to mention it.
Nobody reads the comments.
Yeah, so anyways, yeah, Johnny and Associates is a massive talent agency in Japan that's been operating there for maybe at least from the 70s. And they oversee a lot of young talent and boy bands and stuff of that nature. But they are really draconian about the way they handle business, to such a point that Ultraman Tiga has a lot of copyright issues. For example, for the longest time, Ultraman Tiga couldn't be shown on regular television or even on Tuburai Productions' streaming service, just because there was 2 stars from it, from Johnny and Associates, that caused the rights not to be available just because of that alone. That's also why every time Ultraman Tiga is kind of referenced in the modern Ultra shows, you only see Ultraman Tiga and not the human host behind Ultraman Tiga, Daigo, with the exception of one Bandai commercial, because as you noted, Andres, Bandai has the money to spare. But
and he's technically not reprising his role as Daigo. It's the actor playing himself.
Exactly. But yeah, if you guys want a better picture of just how bad Johnny and Associates and the trouble it's caused for Tuburai Productions and the Ultraman franchise, I just shared a video from Vintage Henshin called The Disappearance of Ultraman Tiga that goes into full detail about what's going on. So, and with that said, I think we're pretty much good to go to watch the episode in question. Are you ready, Mr. Andres?
Yes, I am ready to explore the imaginary world of a version of Japan where Halloween was actually popular.
Meanwhile, in another dimension. So in
another dimension, another dimension, another dimension, another dimension.
just you and me teleport like the Star Trek characters in our Halloween costumes in the middle of a Japanese street filled with trick-or-treaters. Andres, where the hell are we? And why are all these Japanese kids dressed up as trick-or-treaters?
It is highly illogical.
I'm just as girthy as William Shatner too, so that costume won't work. So no wonder he was so sad coming back to Earth after being in space, because it was the only time he could feel weightless.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I'm an evil person.
How dare you fat shame him?
Well, Fatty's making fun of Fatty.
It's like, it's okay, I've got my fat card.
Goji Shea, yeah, it would be really cool to get Mac from Vintage Henshin on the show, but he is very busy with some really good professional work, and we respect him for it. So, all right. And Elsie says, "Man, I wish I knew about this sooner. I love all your work on the Gamera stuff, so I'm really looking forward to watching this with you." Oh, thank you. And also Brayton or Brandzant Films in the chat section. He helped with the Gamera riffing, the Mystery Science Theater versus Gamera fan films. So, yeah, go and bother him in the chat. So, he's right there. Bother him. So, okay. So, now I sent you a link through Google Drive so you can watch the episode yourself. All right. Is it working?
No, because you did not tell me in advance that you sent it over to Google Drive.
Okay. Oh, I mean, yes, it's on Google Drives. I shared the link in the private chat, but are you able to view the private chat?
Yes.
Okay, then. All right. Yeah, because sometimes I forget you can't read past messages if you just log on. So, yeah, sorry about that. Okay, and I will open... This is the fun part of the show where I try to figure out stuff. Okay, so this is... oh, I made a little... Oops, I made a little...
Oops, he did it again, fellas.
Yeah, I made a little typo. It's not episode 9. It's, if you go to the description, it says episode 9, but it's actually episode 8. I'll fix that in post.
Oh, dear. Whatever will we do, Ralph?
Oh, no. So, it's... Anyways.
See, here, even the spirits are upset.
Yeah, by the way, do you want to mention what's that weird ghostly sound going on your end?
No.
Okay. That will be the mystery for tonight, ladies and
It's
gentlemen.
the disappointed spirit of Halloween coming to wreak havoc on all of Japan for not embracing the spooktacular season.
Warrior King, I'm not doing the galaxy gag. That's dead.
It's dead, Jim.
Ooh, God. Laura said something even way meaner to William Shatner. I'm not even going to read that out loud. Laura, you are definitely the no wonder they call you the queen of Team Savage. Oh, my goodness. All right. So, I'm on
I
zero.
got the episode ready.
Okay,
I'm at 0-0. Ultra batteries to power, turbine to speed.
Let's go, old chum. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, play. I'm gonna lower a bit.
How much you want to bet that Johnny's is going to come after us for playing this epic theme song?
Which is why I'm muting it just in case.
At least I can still hear it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right on your end. But when I play stuff, they can hear it a little bit. That's why I try to keep it low. So. Yeah.
It's the equivalent of playing anything from Gundam.
Yeah. Oh, is that why everyone was going crazy with the Zeta Gundam references?
Well, Zeta Gundam is a very particularly special one. Like, Bandai's just, very protective of Gundam in general for anyone who makes a video about Gundam. That's probably why we don't have many Gundam YouTubers outside of, like, the model kit stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, I believe because of who they got to do both theme songs for Zeta Gundam, which is the second Gundam series ever made, oftentimes the song is left out in any Zeta Gundam related video games, international releases, and so on.
Okay. Is your Gundam video, the history of Gundam, still on your channel, or was it taken down because of this nonsense?
It was blocked in Japan, but viewable everywhere else.
Okay. Here we go.
And if you've seen any of Titan Goji's Gundam videos, you know that he had to censor a lot of his footage with a giant text that says "Property of Bandai" and Sunrise.
Halloween night. Oh, it's just a rerun of The Worst Witch. That wonderful international holiday that Japanese people know fully well.
But I thought these were our costumes, Commander.
You look like...
I wish I had a boss that awesome.
Yeah. Oh my god. Stan Lee's terrible Dracula and Frankenstein comic.
It's I was going to say it's Japanese Frankenstein. Okay, I see what you're saying here. It's like, oh, it might catch on like Christmas. Funny enough, Christmas is also barely a thing in Japan.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
American holidays suck, man, in Japan.
Are there any like spooky yokai style holidays in Japan other than the Namakaji Oni slapping kids around?
Oh yeah, there is that holiday where they throw seeds out their front porch to ward off Onis while eating ehomaki snacks. But aside from that holiday in the spring, there isn't really a whole lot out there in terms of celebrating like spirits and Japanese culture and whatnot. A lot of that is kind of dead.
Ironic, there's a kid wearing a kappa mask. Oh, it's just a bird. Never mind.
It's a duck. Not everything is a yokai or a kaiju.
You mean Plucky Duck wasn't a yokai?
Oh god, are we gonna deal with another creepy sex pervert?
Don't worry, she just wants to suck the souls of little children. Completely
Wants to
wholesome.
suck children.
No! Damn it. Thank God Brayton isn't here. He'd get into his Paul Lynch shtick and do some really nasty stuff.
Laura says, why is one dressed up like Scruff McGruff?
Doomzilla asks, question, what was your favorite Halloween costume during your days of trick-or-treating?
Probably Rorschach or Joker. Those were my most elaborate and perhaps most expensive costumes.
Yeah, I'm trying... My dad, for 2 years in a row, he made the dinosaur costumes. First was a pterodactyl, then followed by a Godzilla. And it was cool. He took like one of those expendable overalls, you know, the paper ones you get for painting, painted it green with spray paint, and he made the masks out of cardboard. And those and those costumes are so cool that I ended up wearing them even after Halloween, just around the house for the heck of it. But yeah, that's like, I come from a family of like arts and crafts fanatics, so it's really fun.
Stop in the name of Selwyn.
Tell him he sucks because he couldn't defeat the Ghostbusters. Yeah. Sorry, my witch sounds like Jack Oxon.
Everybody sounds like Jack Hodgson to you. Oh, that green screen.
No.
Okay, now I know why they had to do that.
Yeah, at least it's better than some of the green screen from the early episodes. At least it's not like a PNG moving slowly across the screen where we're supposed to take it as a fast-moving jet.
I do love the lighting of like 90s Japanese television where everything had like a luminescent like glow to everything.
Yeah. Warriorkin says, I'll dream of a future where Halloween is celebrated the world over. Until then, let us have a moment of silence for the unlucky souls missing out on free candy, pumpkin-flavored beer, and horror.
But enough, they do have pumpkin-flavored juice at Universal Studios. I think both in America and Japan, in the Harry Potter section. It's really good. I highly recommend it. It's got like a cinnamon flavor to it. Stop or my pumpkin will shoot. I always find it interesting how like a lot of J-dramas in the early 2000s, like Kuga and Garo, had like a very like a lower quality shot on video look to everything. Yet something like Tiga in the early 90s looks pretty cinematic by comparison. I just wonder what happened to Japanese television that caused everything to look low budget.
Good question, because they're really doing a good job just trying to be artistic here with this weird other world that the witch is holding its children captives in.
And I just mean it from like a production standpoint in terms of like the level, the quality of cameras that they're using and lighting and everything.
Nah, maybe things have just dumbed down more. Like here in like American television, yeah, the production values are great, but a lot of the creativity have been undermined or hampered. Oh, there's our girl. I forgot she showed.
Is it a girl?
Yes, Golanbo, our main monster for this episode. She is officially a female.
Okay. Is this where we're supposed to meet Boris for the Mad Monster Party?
He probably got
went Russian there.
Yeah, he probably got distracted doing the mummy.
Do the mummy!
Do the mummy!
I'm sure he's just dying to see us. Ha 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 ha!
Get out, Phyllis.
You'll have to pry this stream from my cold, undead hands. Ha ha ha!
Among other cold things, Phyllis. LC in reference to little kids. Baby juggalos.
Creepy sex pervert.
Warrior King, who did you... he said he dressed up as one of the monsters from Gridman Cyber Squad. So which one?
Huh.
Yeah.
That couldn't have been easy.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe it was Scorn or the creature Anti is based on.
Goji Shay says, I forgot to say my favorite Halloween costume was Raphael from TMNT back when I was in first grade.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I never dressed up as a Ninja Turtle. It was always a monster or some weird creature like that.
But you were a child of the 80s, Raph. and you like non-humanoid characters.
Yeah.
You think Ninja Turtles would be up your alley?
Nah, I have a complicated relationship with the Ninja Turtles. They killed my mom! I'm just kidding.
And they broke up with me.
What? I also
Don't question it.
Okay.
I have a weird backstory.
Sure, Andres, you and your...
I'm Raphael. Everything's weird to me.
You and your weird fan fictions. Everyone in the chat, Andres has written fan fiction about each and every one of you.
Stop it, you creepy sex pervert! Get away from the child!
No, I actually saw this episode long before. It was long ago. I bought it from a bootleg VHS at Frankenson's. And it was, because it was untranslated, I assumed she literally just sucked children's souls and killed them. Of course, what she's doing is not wholesome still.
They have no need for dreams. They're Japanese. They're just gonna grow up into boring salary men and women and work for 40 years until they retire.
Mm-hmm. To the dream
Send them to the
graveyard.
dream graveyard. Called University.
I like how they're doing like what they used to do in Ultra 7 a lot. They would find like really interesting real life locations and just dress them up to portray an alien spaceship or base. Because this is obviously
True.
this is obviously like a discotheque that I think that we've seen a lot in other Japanese films. Oh man, this island Earth was right. I'm getting high in the tube. Oh, Warrior King says he dressed up as Plexton and Flamulard, but not in his original version, his cyborg variant. Holy crap. If you have pictures, share that. We'll show it off next episode.
Laura says, how do you not have a brain aneurysm every time you do this stream, Andres? I've had enough experience to help me last.
Mm-hmm. I'm not the worst.
Too much experience.
Yeah, I'm not the worst person you've ever co-hosted a stream with. There's been worse ones.
Too much experience. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. Laura also says in her horrible, mean way, Arts and Craft family, I don't believe you. Those popsicle puppets would bring shame to multiple generations. Oh, don't worry. I'm working on a slightly more elaborate puppet for December. So...
This puppet's gonna have 2 popsicle sticks.
No, the invisible man thinks he's invisible again. He's walking around naked.
What the fuck?
Oh, it's just Reina.
What the fuck? No.
This is live action, not an anime. You don't have to do fan service. Goji Shay says he was Michael Myers once in the 7th and 8th grade. And Warrior King says, my mom made the Plexton costume for me. Actually watched the episode and I taped for reference just to get it right. She's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. Makes you feel happy, Warrior King. I too have an awesome mom who practically kept us, who did all our Halloween costumes and kept us from having to buy ones.
Oh,
So,
wow. My
yeah.
family was always a party. We were always a Party City family.
I bet they had better selections of costumes back then growing up at Party City. As opposed to today.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm not sure about today, but it's always fun showing off the latest selection of costumes to my students to show that they got like costumes based on every popular character imaginable.
LC says, we did a year where my daughter was Godzilla and I was a Japanese building. Haha.
Sweet.
Okay, nice. Laura Fitkin, 2 popsicle sticks and googly eyes. Damn right! No, Laura, I think you'll be very impressed with the secret project I have in the making, so...
Press X to doubt.
Yeah, Ultraman X was a pretty terrible show. Get it? Okay. By the way, the song that the witch is using as her theme here, the this little ballerina box sound, it's Seven Little Indians. And it's one of those children's songs that you don't hear very often anymore. But it has a kind of dark undertone to it, sort of like
Ring Around the Posies?
Yeah, Ring Around the Posy or London Bridge is Falling. And it's basically 7 Native Americans being picked off one by one by what we don't know. So...
And yeah, Laura, I did trick or treat for 2 years as Rorschach, though sadly none of my family and family friends knew who I was. They kept thinking I was like Inspector Gadget or the Invisible Man.
That's okay. I once did an original Goblin based that was partially inspired by a really cool children's book, and the monster was all red with spiky horns on his head and a single eyeball. Unfortunately, when I did that costume, everyone assumed I was just Bart Simpson. So and then they just got really confused when I came into the light and it was this big red thing with one eye there. So
the funny thing is with my Rorschach costume, it was the first time I ended up customizing my so I bought a Party City Rorschach costume, but I hated the mask. So it was because it wasn't like skin tight enough. So this is the first time I actually had to customize a costume by purchasing a mask off of eBay and adding that to the Party City costume.
Yeah.
Very uncomfortable. It really squeezed on the nose, but it did look great, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, augmenting existing costumes is never a bad idea. So you can always add more flair to something that's already there. So, also, if it makes you guys feel any better, or at least there's a lot of dumb people out there giving out candy, so they don't recognize a lot of, like, even basic character designs. Like my brother, Miguel, bless him, he went as a ghost with a top hat once. And everyone kept insisting, literally insisting that he was Cousin It from the Addams Family, which just pissed him off. So, it's like, Cousin It isn't white. He's Snoop Dogg, damn it. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna get canceled for that.
No, I mean, you just reminded me of what they did to him in the Addams Family movie.
Oh, yeah. Doomzilla says, there he is, it's the Great Pumpkin. Yeah, Gilambo, the monster of this episode, she is such a cool villain. She has so much...
I like that cool reveal.
Yeah. And just before the pumpkin disappeared back into the dimension of origin, those kids would have been screwed. Why you? Yeah, unlike most Ultraman Tiga aliens or intelligent kaiju, Gilambo definitely has a lot of really cool personality. I do like its very abstract design with the head. Yeah, because like you can't really tell it doesn't have like a traditional face. In a way, it kind of reminds me a bit of Zeton. Yeah, well, here's the thing, though. I was going to ask you, do you think Gilambo is the Ultraman Tiga's homage to Zeton? Because a lot of the monsters in the series are homages to something or other.
Design-wise, possibly, but definitely not in personality and presence.
Yeah.
Like the way the final enemy in Ultraman X was meant to be their homage to Zeton. And yeah, I gotta say, it's a design I would never associate with Halloween.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they went that way. I mean, they could have easily gone for like a Nova-style ghost monster. But for them to make an alien and have it use like sci-fi abilities that appear like that of a magical witch is pretty ingenious. It's kind of a similar thing that I did with my novel, where I have like an alien take on a vampire.
Yeah, there is a little bit of a Halloween theming going on with her monster form. It vaguely looks like a devil. If you notice a little, what do they call a prawn tail? On the forked tail and the slight horns on the creature. Although, like you said, it's mostly abstract. I guess it also kind of ties into the whole Lovecraftian influence the series has, especially with a lot of its monsters.
Yeah. You know, it's a shame that Galanbo hasn't come back at all.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the commenters mentioned that maybe it's because of her association with Halloween. That's why she doesn't show up. But no, I think they could easily bring her back without using Halloween.
Yeah, she's basically an evil sorceress from another dimension. She can, team up with all sorts of supernatural shenanigans.
I totally forgot this part.
And that's another. Yeah, again, she has a lot of personality. She's a genuine threat. She's a lone agent as opposed to serving some larger villainous force.
Oh, I gotta say, I love the distortion on the song.
Yeah.
And I like the editing here, where it's like they cannot, portray multiple costumes, so it's all green screen and just do a bunch of quick shots to make it appear like multiple targets are beating him up.
Yeah.
This scene represents how much of a beating doing this stream does on my mind.
Oh god, I'm tempted to draw a picture where you're surrounded by multiple rafts. There's
Draco. It's going to be the sequel to. Remember that fan art that Steve Tao did of like Enshoma over an unconscious Draco Azul? Like, what was it called? Like ultimate best friend betrayal. That you're gonna do the part 3 of that.
Yeah, except we'll be in Shoma, the Crimson Weirdo, Dirty McCruption, Jack Oxon, the Ghost of Donald Pleasance, all surrounding you.
And throw in Sydney Greenstreet for good measure.
Oh yeah, why not? Did someone call my name? Yes.
It looks like she's trying to swim into the air.
Yeah, I gotta admit though, it's like I do enjoy some of the playfulness this character has, which definitely makes her a step above from all the really boring Ultraman Tiga villains that we sometimes get.
Aurora Borealis at this time of day in this holiday located entirely in your country.
Yes.
Yes. May I see it?
No. Warrior King says Galanbo's multiplication ability reminds him of Scorn from Cyber Squad or Gridman.
Okay.
The real horrors was a school night, so the kids had to immediately go to school.
May the true Halloween were the friends we made along the way.
Right. I keep forgetting there's like 2 random balloons in the background for no reason that just passed by.
I wonder if that was an accident.
Probably one of some hyperactive kid was watching from his backyard. It's cats! I must single them! It's cats!
Of course, you got to end it with everyone laughing.
But just as a single episode, it's really fun, and I'm surprised how much they embrace the Halloween spirit, even though it's from a Japan that barely knows anything about Halloween.
Totally.
Yeah. And like I said, I really love Galanbo. She's definitely one of my top 10 monsters from this series. So... But yeah, no, I don't. Even knowing that she's connected to the whole Halloween thing, I think you can honestly bring her back. Just make her a recurring supernatural villain, or even like what they did with Ultraman Nebulous. They brought back Yapul and Mephiles and made them big secondary generals to the lead villain. You could do something similar with Galanbo, like have her be a commander or sub-lieutenant to the final monster. So. Tiga. It is love that is no longer necessary. Good old Japanese lyrics. Warrior King says...
The interesting thing is that in Japan, they don't do the whole rhyming deal.
That is true. So even in its original Japanese, it doesn't rhyme.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay.
They don't do the rhyming scheme like we do. Even with poetry, you ever listen to a haiku? It's even, they don't rhyme there. It's a language that isn't capable of rhyming.
I did not know that. So now Doomzilla says, despite the goofy nature, this was a fun episode. There's goofier.
It's because of the goofy nature. This was a fun episode, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, though. There are episodes of Ultraman Tiga that are way goofier than this, and to the point that they come off rather cringy, especially when you're trying to introduce them to people who are new to Ultraman.
If you're a dummy like Raph, who doesn't appreciate Tiga.
But this episode, I think, it's sort of like the difference between a cheesy, hokey musical that just gets on your nerves and a fun, bright, vibrant musical that's campy but not annoying. And I think this one just perfectly matches the mood with what it's trying to go with. So it's like, and Warrior King says, poor Glanbo, all she ever wanted was to bring Halloween to the children of Japan, ... and eat their dreams. What was truly wrong about that?
Warrior King said, if there's little chance of a future Halloween episode for Ultraman, could Glambo still return for a horror theme episode?
Oh yeah,
I know the Showa era Ultra shows used to have horror themed episodes.
Yeah, that is true. She could, because like the original Ultra Q had a creepy haunted house episode with giant ghost spiders in it. Ultra 7 had several horror-themed episodes. One of them got banned because it had the Atomic Age vampire aliens. And Ultraman Leo did an entire miniseries where it was nothing but gothic and yokai-inspired ghost stories. So, there's a lot of really good horror episodes you could do. So even, oh my god, that's a funny thing, though. You have monsters in Ultraman episodes that are horror-themed, but the episodes themselves are anything but horror-related. But then it's like Sea Lizard, the zombie monster episode we watched during the 4Kids retrospective. He was a very scary zombie monster, but his episode was just business as usual science defense team versus Monster in a Rampage episode. Whereas Ultraman Gaia, it has an episode, It Came From the Rain, which featured Mother Dents, which was a mutant, artificially created human heart. And that episode is, for the most part, portrayed as a horror episode with, like, weird green rain and zombie elements, even though in the final fight scene is more slapsticky. So, but with that says, I think of all the... What?
Laura, I don't know why Laura's bringing up Rem Lazar, but I just thought it was funny.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's Rem Lazar.
Doomzilla says, sorry, I meant to say the goofy nature helped this episode be a memorable one. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I know. It's like, what is it? The episode where the Guts team has to team up with a group of little cosplaying kids who are playing cowboys and Indians while they're chasing that weird-looking monster. That one was a little too cheesy for my take. It was like, for me, the equivalent of Godzilla's Revenge for everyone else. Even though Godzilla's Revenge isn't really a bad movie.
Anyways.
Whatever. So, what did you think of the episode, Smart Guy?
I liked it.
Okay, and what are your thoughts about Galanbo herself?
I like her.
Hooray! There you go. And it's a shame that there's like no real crystal clear screen captures or photos of her online. So right now I'm just sharing a picture of 3 toys based on Galanbo, just to give you a better idea what her design is.
You made 3 of her?
Yeah, you can see it on the screen. Well, you should be able to see the screen on it. Should be able to see the image on the screen right now.
Okay.
And, that's right, Toku Punk. Yeah. There was a vampire episode of Ultraman Tiga, so that was that was horror-centric all the way through. So, in fact, I will
say I do enjoy seeing her in a dimmer lighting than here with the very saturated colors.
Yeah, that is true. Although I do appreciate that her color scheme is supposed to be black and orange, just like, you know what? Halloween.
A turnip?
No, Halloween! Have you ever...
Halloween turnip?
Sure. So...
Braden says, are these the Sanderson sisters?
The one in the middle is Sex and the City woman. I forgot her name. It's Jessica something, so... Okay,
If only Phyllis Diller was able to voice the Galambo.
How would it sound like, Andres?
The only thing you're going down on is me, Tiga.
You know, the sad thing, that would be something Phyllis Diller would say in a children's movie. Oh my god. One of the last things she did before her passing in the mid-2000s was an episode of...
It's making a stupid pun.
Yeah.
And laughing at everyone who was forced to hear her.
LC says Sarah Jessica Parker. Thank you. I completely blanked out on her name. So... But, oh god. No, one of the last things that Phyllis Diller did was a skit for Robot Chicken that featured the Phyllis Diller water slide, but it ends up killing a bunch of kids. And, because it's demonic and it's possessed by the evil of Phyllis Diller. And despite the gory skit, apparently Phyllis Diller thought it was hilarious as hell. So. She's like, oh god,
she can have fun at her own expense.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm surprised, Brayton, you didn't go into full history about Phyllis Diller last night. Last Saturday night. But anyways, are you ready to watch the second episode, A Golden Thread?
Yes. Enough with Dillis filler.
I think that's going to be our recurring impression character throughout the stream. So yeah, let me share the episode in the private chat with you, Mr. Andres.
I already got it up. Laura says, which one was played by Cher? I'm not sure what she's referring to.
Oh, I think she's talking about the Sanderson sisters. None of them were played by Cher. It was Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and that one gal from... I don't know. Yeah, whatever. We're not here talking about Hocus Pocus. You might be, Laura, you might be mistaking the Hocus Pocus trio with the trio from the Witches of Eastwick. So, okay, but enough about witches. On to Golden Titans from another dimension. Woo!
Well, now don't you tell me to smile. You stick around, make it worth your while. Don't see what you can do. Maybe it's because I'm so versatile, style, profile. I said, it always brings me back when I hear "Oh Child." From the Hudson River down to the Nile, I run the marathons till the very last mile. That was my first time ever reading those lyrics.
You did a good job. So there's a reason why I don't sing. Okay, so.
And Laura says, that was the fucking joke!
Okay, so Galambo is cooler than this new guy. I don't know. I can't. Okay, we'll talk about the Absolutians in a little bit, but yeah. Everybody go to the description, open the second link, Ultraman Trigger, episode 14, A Golden Threat. Unless I've typoed that again. Hold on. No, okay, it's episode 14. Thank God. Okay. All right, are you on 00, Mr. Andres?
I think so.
Okay, I'm on 00. Tokupunk says, finally, someone did Intergalactic reference. Yeah, Intergalactic from the Beastie Boys is one of the greatest kaiju-related music videos ever made.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so I still gotta do fan art dedicated to that, so. Andres Perez, the newest member of the Beastie Boys.
And you gotta draw Draco Azul fighting that Cthulhu monster.
Oh my god, better yet, I'll just do the Beastie Boys giant robot and Draco Azul join forces. Shaking hands.
Drop!
Oh yeah, one of them's doing a breakdancing, the other one is just like, yeah! Okay, so I should change the image on the OBS so we all know we're about to start the episode featuring the two guest villains of today's episode. Okay, so everyone be on 00. We're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that there's a fucking flower.
I think this is the first time in Ultraman series a prop is one of the lead characters. It's like this plant is the Ultraman Trigger equivalent of Plank from Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Who the fuck are you talking to?
恐ろしいな、カルミラの愛想は。お気に入りだったトリガーの裏切りがあの人間のせいだと分かったんです。無理はないですね。
まだか、ケンゴ。トリガーだけじゃなく、エタリティコアまでも私から奪うのかい。絶対に許さないよ。
オリギハギューケン。
Kudara? Oh, okay, never mind.
Lord Zed?
I'm a warrior of the ultimate life form, Absolute Diavolo.
Diavolo?
That's
oh,
right!
No!
It was me all this time, Andres!
Oh no, we're gonna bring King Crimson into this?
Okay. I don't like that band, but sure. I'm more of a Grateful Dead man myself.
Diavolo is the main antagonist of JoJo Part 5.
Oh, is that the Italian Mafia Pretty Boys one?
Yes.
Okay.
With luscious pink hair.
Oh yeah, and that's, yeah, okay. Oh, they got a new theme song, I totally forgot.
Oh!
Yeah.
Wait, no.
Well, it's the same theme song, but
song,
they changed it a little bit.
Yeah, it's probably like another portion of the song.
Yeah.
Ready to pull the trigger.
It's a slight remix, but I kind of like it a little more.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of crazy, noisy, bizarre town anyways.
Mm-hmm.
That was another JoJo reference, folks.
Do you like wacky techno music?
I can go for that.
Okay, I gotta introduce you to. Do you know the Chemical Brothers? I've been on a big Chemical Brothers kick lately.
I know My Chemical Romance. When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band.
Oh, that's right, we got commercials. Man, Two Bright Productions shills just as bad as... Huh? Now I know these cards have different characters on it, but do you need to, like, take these cards to an arcade, or can it work with the home system? Okay.
No, well, you need to take the cards to the arcade, scan it, and then you'd play as that character.
Okay. The more I think about it, I do miss the days when you transformed, there was not like a narrator screaming random verbiage. Warrior King, I think Diavolo is a play on Diablo.
It's literally Italian for it's Italian for
pizza
devil.
Pie. I'm sorry.
You know, in Spanish you say Diablo, in Italian you say Diavolo.
Mm-hmm. Warrior King asks, arcades in Japan must be awesome. Have you ever been to an arcade, Andres?
Several times, and they are awesome, and they actually get new games.
Oh, nice.
And LC made the same Macross Robotech reference we did at the very beginning of this show.
The classic tokusatsu tradition of the old villains being upstaged by the new guy. We're equally matched, I know. You want to make
you
out?
You fool! King Crimson has no weakness!
And here's our big golden pretty boy.
Enough!
Fool, don't you know? My horns are bigger!
I'm a warrior of the ultimate life forms.
Oh, wait, I'm doing Tim Curry again. Never mind.
Absolute Tartarus.
I am Dio!
It was me all along. So for those of you watching the absolute...
Oh, that's really cool. So like one is named after the devil, the other's named after hell.
In
or
Greek
the
mythology.
the Greek version of hell.
Yeah. A different place from Hades, contrary to popular belief. Hades is just the underground afterlife for pretty much everybody, but the evil people go to Tartarus, the lowest and most horrible level of Hades.
Wise choice, lady. Which rhymes with... What was that? Nothing.
So are they meant to be the same species as Trigger and the others?
No, from what I understand, the Absolutians, they're from another dimension, and they're aliens who, despite looking like Golden Ultramen, they're just similar to Ultraman, but they're their own race. It's sort of like Star Trek aliens that are...
Or like, what's his name, Mirror Knight and Glenfire?
Yeah, well, nah, not exactly, because they're both... Mirror Knight and Glenfire are direct references of Fireman and Mirror Man.
No, but in the context of the fucking Ultra movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I think... Okay, yeah.
They're different species, but they're also
they're
giants.
Similar. Yeah, different species, but similar. But yeah, the Absolutians aren't, to the best of my knowledge, are not supposed to be an evil version of the Ultraman species. They're just their own thing. So they're just similar to the Ultraman in a humanoid appearance.
So what are you thinking? Convergent evolution or a branch off from the same ancestor?
No, convergent evolution. Like I said, I was going to compare it to like the aliens in Star Trek. They're humanoid, but they're not human.
Yeah.
So... Brayton, for once you say something wise and intelligent. The evil people go to the TARDIS. Case in point, Chris Chibnall. So it's like Brayton's not much of a Doctor Who fan, but even he knows how much Chris Chibnall has screwed up. So... Orga? Oh, wait, no. Darebolic. Yes, this monster, Darebolic, he's a cyborg creature who first appeared in the Ultraman Orb movie. And because the Absolutians can summon forth monsters and villains from across time and space, this is the same Darebolic that appeared from the Ultraman Orb movie. It's not a second member of the same species.
Cool. And it does explain why it's a much more complex monster.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of the suit design.
Mm-hmm. Marlulu just said the Darebolic is a machine monster, so there's a good chance it's not a cyborg, and it's just a really wacky android type deal. Robot. I know, as you like to say. That's a nice shot. Working says it's strange that he wants the Giants of Darkness out of the way instead of recruiting them to his cause, like he did with the other villains in the web episodes. And then,
so he appeared previously elsewhere.
Oh yeah, the Absolutians were the main villains of Ultra Galaxy Fight: The Absolute Conspiracy. Yeah, full feature-length versions of that web miniseries are now on Tuber Productions' official channel.
I'm liking the camera work here.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta do this, and I gotta do that. I gotta flip the thing here. Shit, I don't have much time!
Warrior King says, it is interesting that Carmira mentions that she and her fellow Giants are not at full strength, so they can get stronger before the show is over.
Trigger, you idiot! There were people in that building you just swatted!
They were all salarymen. They knew what they were signed up for.
They gave up their dreams to Galando long ago.
According to that interdimensional witch, they taste like poop. Okay, that was a retirement home. Trigger, you really are screwing up.
Like, Japan has enough elderly people already.
Brandzent Film says, "Darabolic, deep, deep down."
Deep, deep dive. Deep dive.
I'm so glad you guys discovered that movie. Laura, Warrior King, Tokupunk, Doomzilla, all of you, watch Danger Diabolic. It might be on YouTube.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. It always kind of sad when you see these actors playing with the actual using the actual toys as props, as opposed to using a legit prop.
Yeah, and you know, I know that on one hand, somebody would make the argument, "Oh yeah, it just looks more accurate to the toy itself, hence the toy is cooler." But in reality, this really is
it looks cheap.
Yeah, and it's just more corporate toyetic mind decision making as opposed to anything creative or
like for instance, if you want your Power Rangers to look cool, you want them to use a metal morpher, not a plastic one.
Yeah.
I am the legendary Super Ultra Trigger.
LC said the Marvel vs. Capcom announcer is distracting during his transformation.
Oh, this really is your first time. We've been complaining about that since day fucking one.
Yeah, so many episodes to revisit. Many of them.
And if you think this is bad, just look at modern day Kamen Rider and Super Sentai.
Oh my god.
Where the transformation devices never shut the fuck up.
Yeah, in addition to like taking 5 minutes just to transform between forms. Warrior King says, part of me thinks it's cool that the Absolutians threat isn't limited to the web series and still going on in the background of even this show. But it's also unfortunate that these guest villains make the lead villains of the show look lesser by comparison.
Well, I figure, if you're going to spend all this time making new suits and costumes, you would want to make the most out of it.
Yeah. And it's cool we are getting new villains, too. It's like, granted, they are Ultraman-like, but at least it's not, bringing back the same old monsters over and over again, or, constantly giving us evil Ultramen over and over again. So, during this live show commercial, I just saw Blitzbolts, one of my favorite Ultraman Gaia monsters in the background. A black and white Tengu-type monster. Tengu-inspired monster, I should say.
You know what I find a little interesting? Oh, wow, so they're actually going to make a new live show with Trigger.
Yeah. What's interesting, my friend?
So you know what Toho is planning to do with that Godzilla vs. Hedorah short film, where they're taking costumes out of retirement and trying to do a new project with them, akin to how Tsuburaya has always been reusing their designs, their old costumes for new projects.
Yeah.
And I've noticed, Matt Burkett made a great point where he talked about how cheap the upcoming Godzilla vs. Hedorah short film looked. And I'd say, this stuff right here, with Ultraman, with Tsuburaya, and their old costumes, looks way more efficient than from those few seconds of footage we saw of the Godzilla vs. Hedorah short film.
Yeah. And also, no offense, Matt, but it's a monster who hasn't been on screen in a long time. Let Hedorah and Godzilla, Final Wars Godzilla have one last bow.
Come on, man. You don't lower your standards that much, especially when Ultraman has been raising the bar for the last several years in terms of suitmation.
Dude, the fact that Final Wars Hedorah is finally getting a proper fight scene, that's a miracle I never thought would ever happen. Even with Godzilla vs. Hedorah's 50th anniversary happening this year.
Oh, who's gonna care if it looks like shit?
At least they did something. It's not like in America, many awesome science fiction.
To quote Matt, it's like, is it better than nothing though?
Well, I guess we'll have to make it up with a new Godzilla vs. Hedorah live stream. Okay, LC, wait, they're going to have more Hedorah? On November 3rd, Toho's official Godzilla YouTube channel is presenting a short film where the Final Wars version of Godzilla and Hedorah have a proper fight scene. They brought back the old suits.
Proper in quotes, because
Yeah.
who knows if these new... I think it's a bunch of new guys who are handling it rather than... I don't know if they even have any of the old guard who knows how to handle suitmation techniques.
Anyways, Final Wars
I
Godzilla...
bet you they got... How much you want to bet they got a bunch of interns to make that short film?
Oh my god. Anyways, Godzilla vs. Hedorah short film, November 3rd, Toho's official YouTube channel.
I'm just saying, realistically speaking, Tsuburaya is doing a much, much better job, and I only wish that Toho was willing to put in the time and effort to make something on par with this.
Okay.
I mean, I'm excited for Hedorah fans.
Thank you.
Especially for people like you or for Alyssa Goji Geek, who are, diehard Hedorah fans. But it's like, I just wish that, for not just for Hedorah fans, for Godzilla fans, that we'd be given like quality stuff.
Yeah.
Not just some like slap together thing and throw as like just to throw a bone to fans out of obligation.
They could have done like, well, there's been a lot of like little Godzilla vs. Hedorah things going on this year, but we'll talk more about that some other time. Uh-oh. The captain just realized what's going on with Kingo and his injuries.
Wasn't he shot in his other shoulder?
No, same shoulder.
Okay.
Warrior says, I'm looking forward to the Godzilla vs. Hedorah. Hope the fight looks good. I wish they were using different suits for Godzilla than Final Wars version, though I guess it's thematically appropriate. And Brayton, in a rare moment of humanity, says, Andres, stop interrupting Raph with actually interesting questions. Oh, wait, he's still being a bitch. Never mind.
Who's being a bitch?
Brayton. And me.
Oh. Get out of my head! Get out of my head!
I'm glad she finally knows what the hell is going on with her in her past life. Because I was afraid they were going to keep that a secret from her until the final episode. Warrior King says pointy shoes equals evil.
Evil!
That's right, Galanbo in her humanoid witch form had a pointy shoes.
Evil!
Come fight me. Yeah. Get a taste of these guns, Ultraman Trigger. Woo.
Macho Man is coming right at you.
That's a better idea. That's a better voice, I gotta admit.
Oh yeah! The great wrestlers come to challenge Earth's mightiest heroes. I got you for 3 minutes, Ultraman Trigger. Major glory, your teeth are white and your breath is minty fresh. For that, I salute you.
Anyone who's never seen that Randy Savage's appearance on Dexter's Laboratory, please do. It's the most amazing thing ever.
Oh, yeah. Wow, so many commercials. I can't believe this channel is shelling out so bad. Sorry, everyone. That was my terrible translation of Ultraman Zophie.
You like that shit, don't you? Well, check this shit out. And be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Warrior King says, oh god, dial M for monkey. I get that reference,
yes!
He says. Me and my brothers grew up with...
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I grew...
Is there no life form on Earth strong enough to challenge me?
I grew up with Dexter's Laboratory because I used to watch it with my mom and youngest brother Gabe, and that was such a fun show.
Yeah.
But Daxtra is a surprisingly awesome kaiju.
Oh yeah, that was the pseudo series finale before it was extended for another season or two.
Uh-huh.
And it was downhill from there.
Huh? Oh, right, I have a back.
I got you for 3 minutes, Trigger. 3 minutes of playtime.
Oh wow, Trigger's sliding back big time. Gojisha says, I do not like that you kick so high. I do not like you, Sam R.I.
I remember that.
And then Laura says, snap into an Ultra Slim Jim. Well, that was cool.
You have the opportunity to face me, the great wrestler, in a conquest of divine strength and skill.
Ladies and gentlemen, Andres will be the official voice for Diavolo here.
I would be using Diavolo quotes, JoJo quotes, but this is too much fun.
Yeah. Got really good pyrotechnics on this one. Wow! That was neat!
Yeah.
Yeah. If you didn't notice, ladies and gentlemen, there was a model explosion, and they had, in one scene, a big piece of debris almost hit the camera right on. So that was a very lucky accident. No wonder they were proud of that.
Yeah! Explosions! Yay!
Raph and Shoma every episode. Warrior King says, it's funny how Halloween isn't a big deal in Japan when you still occasionally see Halloween-themed characters in their fiction every now and again, like the Soul Eater manga / anime and etc. And Doomzilla says in one word, boom! That was an awesome shot. Yes, Doomzilla, I fully agree.
Okay, twice an episode, that's pushing it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Goji Shea says, I wouldn't mind a Dexter's Laboratory revival just as long as Gendy Toritoski, I know I said that wrong, would be back as the main writer.
I keep telling you, it's Gendy Tortellini.
Okay, Andres, I know you're hungry for Italian, but... Oh, this ain't good.
Fight me or I destroy the earth, Trigger!
Who's this
oh,
now?
Shit, what's that?
Galaxy Rescue Force, Ultraman Reboot!
Robit.
To quote Lex Luthor from Justice League Unlimited, I have no idea who this is.
This is Ultraman Reboot, who is a Ultraman exclusively created for Malaysian markets. And he's proved to be so popular this past decade that this is, they started giving him his own web series, and as well as guest appearances in both the web series Absolute Conspiracy, as well as the guest appearance right here.
Now, I'm all for random guest appearances, but even this is too fucking random for me. So are we supposed to assume that he's on par with Glitter Trigger?
I guess.
And if so, how fucking powerful is this Malaysian Ultraman?
Yeah. I think it's one of those combo cases you see in fiction. The more popular character, the more his plot armor and strength becomes.
Popularity gives me power!
I'm like Vegeta before Goku wakes up. I like that quick look they gave each other. Did you just kick me in the face? I did.
I love that shot with the parking lot.
Laura,
Not the parking lot, but the parking structure.
Yeah, that was a good shot. Laura, I do fully agree with you. I, too, am hungry for some Italian. So, I wonder if I can order a pizza. Ooh, Warrior King apparently is a big fan of Ultraman Reboot. Redbuck, however you say the name. He's
For
wow.
me, I just wish that there was more of there was an actual build-up, because this really comes right the fuck out of nowhere in the most Deus Ex Machina ever.
Yeah, I hate to say it, Andres. Doomzilla and Warrior King are both big Ultraman Reboot fans.
And I'm supposed to care why?
Big crease on the neckline there, Reboot.
How many times do you want, or how often do you think people are going to mistake him as the original Ultraman?
Good point. Like, I don't mind the simplicity of Ultraman Reboot's design, but yeah, there's a lot of people who'd be easily confused.
Like, for anyone in Malaysia, I can tell, like, you know, for any hardcore Ultraman fans, they'll say, yeah, that's our Ultraman.
Mm-hmm. Oh, snap! Oh my god, it sounds like the Spooktaculars are coming after you, Andres. Doomzilla says, I agree with Andres. He may be badass, but really abrupt. Warrior King, however, says, because it means you're out of touch, old man.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's right. We're getting the Narstessi in its full.
That was already spoiled 2 weeks ago.
I don't care. I'm just happy. Like, as much as I love obscure kaiju being brought back, yes, ghostly monster who lives with Andres. I agree. Yeah, okay. But anyways, I also love new characters, or at least new characters based on old characters. It's better than bringing back Gubila over and over again. Okay, now this is a brand new song for the end credit sequence.
Yeah.
Okay, his Ritalin is wearing off. Ultraman, the sea shanty. Yo ho, we're gonna hunt some sea
What would you do with an Ultra Sailor? What would you do with an Ultra Sailor? What would you do with an Ultra Sailor early in the morning?
When I was a young man, I used to be a captain of a ship, says I, Laszlo the vampire. I've been watching a lot of What They Do in the Shadows lately.
Do you understand why he came out of nowhere now? Did you not see the 10 distended crossroads announcement yet? No! And I don't care! You should... That's the thing. Never rely on what's the term? Never rely on tie-in products to tell your story.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have a story, make sure it stands on its own. Any other, like, I keep forgetting what's the phrase of that term where it's like it is connected, but it's like bonus material.
I think
ancillary
ancillary
I don't know.
material, I think, is what you're looking at. But no,
that's something. Well, yeah, but it's like if you're gonna have like tie-in material, make sure it serves its purpose in adding to the world of the main material. But don't rely on it's a grave sin that Kingdom Hearts is super guilty of, where it's like you can't go from Kingdom Hearts 1 to Kingdom Hearts 2 to Kingdom Hearts 3. You got to play every single spin-off game to know what the fuck is going on.
And Warrior King replies to that, I hope Sora joins Reboot in the next episode. Well, you have a good point.
And I bet you... basically what I'm trying to say is, if you're going to have, spin-off material, that's what I'm trying to do with Draco Azul, where, like, all spin-off material that I'm making of Draco Azul does add to the lore and mythos of Draco Azul, but the comics, if you just read the comics, you're not missing out on anything because the primary story stays within the comic.
Yeah, I actually would have to agree with you. Like, first off, I do agree there should have been more build-up to Ultraman Reboot showing up, despite the fact that he's already well-known by a lot of fans. But also, it's very while it's nowhere near as egregious as what I'm about to compare it to, it's very similar to Hollywood, big-budget Hollywood films where we're not going to explain simple details in the movie itself. You got to buy the spin-off material and know what happened.
Remember fucking Rise of Skywalker? Somehow Palpatine's returned.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god. Or worse, Godzilla vs. Kong.
You had to watch fucking, like, you had to play the Star Wars event at Fortnite so you can actually hear the big announcement that Emperor Palpatine made to the entire galaxy.
Yeah, or like Godzilla vs. Kong, where all the details about what happened off camera, you gotta buy the comic book and the novel to find out what happened. It's like nobody reads the fucking tie-in comic books to most movies, especially kaiju-related ones.
And for people who just follow the TV shows, these are people like me who don't give a damn about the non-TV show shit.
Oh my goodness! So
if you're an Ultraman fan who consumes all of that, great, perfect, more power to you. That's wonderful. I'm glad that you have the time, energy, and passion to follow all of it. But for some people, they just want to watch a show and not have to focus on anything else that ties into it.
Yeah, and also, if you are going to go on.
Sorry. As exciting as it is to watch Reboot fight Diavolo, it's like I have zero connection to this character, so there is like therefore I have no investment in that climax.
It is, I hate to say it, a lot of these characters were introduced in Ultraman Galaxy, the Absolute Conspiracy, but that it's like as much as fun as that web series can be, it's a little hard to keep up on. Although I am going to go on.
Laura has a wonderful comment here. If you're going to eat a sandwich, you would you would just enjoy it more if you know no one else had fucked it.
Hey, Laura.
I've heard it before, but I don't know where it's from.
That's from What We Do in the Shadows, the film. So, yeah, points for Laura. Yeah.
You're right. Okay, I knew I recognized it, but I forgot where it was from.
Yeah, and for that, Laura, you get a Ghost Cop. Woo!
Warrior King Forever also said Young Justice did something similar. Season 2 had a huge time skip and had a comic book tie-in to you had to read to know why certain characters were now evil or broken up or dead.
Oh,
that is true,
God.
but in Season 2 of Young Justice, they at least explain what occurred in that time, in the time since then. So I'm willing to forgive that because I did not need to read the comic to know what was going on because they told me what was going on. And it's like I said, it's a time skip. So it's like, it's reasonable that things would change in that amount of time.
Yeah, but also, especially in American television writing, I feel that time skips is just a lazy way to skip exposition or any character development. And it's sort of like, skipping ahead to the episode you want to write as opposed to writing in between. I don't know.
Yeah, and honestly, given that was their last season for a while, I don't blame them, honestly.
Right. Hold on. I'm sharing the Absolute Conspiracy movie edits that are officially available on Tuber Productions channel. So if anybody wants to know what the hell is going on with Ultraman Reboot and the Absolutians, they can check it out. There's the English dub version. I'm about to post the Japanese version. Andres, while I take care of this quickly, will you be a dear and check out the comments?
Sure, let's see. Brayden says, Ultra Galaxy, the Ultimate Conspiracy, a film release as part of the Satanic Sentai Panic. Doomzillas, yeah.
Oh, no, I was going to say that was generally clever, Brayton, as opposed to your usual, this sucks, I hate it, you suck, attitude.
Doomzilla says, I never like time skips. It really takes you out of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, others. What else? Warrior King said, I like Reboot for being less toyetic than many other modern Ultras. He has a simple but cool gimmick, like his shield and spear.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that spear was like an homage to Ultraman Jack.
Good point.
And let's see. Warrior King says, I look forward to the Dragon mode, but I agree with Andres that it sucks when toy commercials spoil key plot points in the show. Yeah, not to mention certain like superhero magazines. Let's see. Forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for a late pizza, says Braid. Not sure what the context was there.
Oh, Laura was talking about how much she would like some Italian food
That
right
was
now.
No. That was Brayton. Okay, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
I see. Brayton was responding to Laura.
Yeah, and also my reference, like, oh, I wish it's not too late to get a pizza right now. So.
Oh boy, 12 a.m.
No, your famous line is supposed to be like, oh boy, pizza at 1 a.m.
Let's see. And yeah, that is
you
most of that. Just a lot of people making jokes about Gendy Tartakovsky, or just people fangasming over Reboot showing up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so with that says, though, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to do your homework, there's the Absolute Conspiracy movie edit. Just a warning, though, these were a bunch of web episodes put together as one film, so there's like so much fighting going on, you're going to need to take a couple of breaks every 10 or 15 minutes. So, like, I like the Absolute Conspiracy just because of all the deep cut lores it brings into the Ultraman mythology. But yeah, it's definitely something. It's like trying to binge Power Rangers. You can only do 3 episodes at a time, if less. So.
And Laura earlier said they used toy phasers for the screen used ones in Star Trek Enterprise. Interesting. It made the toys worth more money because they were technically screen used level quality. That is true.
Yeah. So. Okay, so I think we're done for the night, Mr. Andres. Thank you. Do you want to say anything before we go, or?
Be sure to check out my giant robot, giant monster indie comic, Primal Warrior Draco Azul, available on Amazon and Comixology in physical and digital editions, as well as Kindle as well.
Mm-hmm.
Be sure to check out my novel-length anthology, Primal Warrior Draco Azul, Full Metal Chronicles, a collection of 6 short stories, which, while adding to the lore of Draco Azul, you do not need to read them to know what went on between issues 1 and 2 of Draco Azul, despite taking place in between said issues. And look forward to my upcoming novel, Draco Azul Soulless Blood, also another piece of tie-in material that takes place between issues 2 and 3 of the comic, but is not necessary for reading, for checking out 2 and 3.
Okay.
And finally, be sure to follow me on Twitter at PW_Draco Azul, on Instagram and YouTube at Kaiju Noir, and on Facebook at the Primal Warrior Draco Azul Facebook page.
Right, and Warrior King does have one last comment that I do want to share. I like the concept behind the Galaxy Rescue Force. That's the organization Ultraman Reboot's a part of. A team of Ultras, aliens, and Kaiju who travel the stars helping people and fighting evil. Wish they'd get a proper television series. That is true. Ultraman Reboot has his own web series right now, but it's just it's sort of an audio drama with still images. But again, I do enjoy the deep cuts. Like we were talking about a Pinocchio-based alien that appeared in Ultraman Toro, and he's actually a member of the Galaxy Rescue Force introduced in the web series. So that's how obscure they're going with these characters. So, okay, yeah, and that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. We will not be doing an episode of Ultraman Trigger next week. If we do,
oh dear God, did they actually make? I'm looking at the screen. Did they actually make a kaiju girl out of Gilanbo?
Yeah, I'll put her back on the screen. I found that image, and it's tasteful compared to most kaiju.
Jesus Christ,
it's tasteful compared to most kaiju girls, but still, it's like, why now? Why bring
Jesus
this?
Christ.
Okay, so I do like that they kept her hair gray to, as a reference to the witch, but still, this is Tubaraya. Anything. Okay. So, all right, and what I was gonna say, yeah, next week we're not doing an episode of Ultraman Trigger. We're just gonna do a catch up episode 2 weeks from now. because
and
go on.
Elsie says this is normally on Sunday nights. Yes, usually on Sunday nights, but we are not skipping it out because Sunday is Halloween, and that's when we're doing a live stream on my channel at Kaiju Noir.
Yeah, so yeah, LC, definitely come back and join us. Know this though, on Thursday I might hook up with my friend Riff Witch and possibly Mark Rivers, and we're gonna do like a supplementary Halloween, just random chat about Halloween monsters and horror. Another episode of Night Owling or Live Stream of Consciousness. And it'll be the last Halloween related thing I do for the for the remainder of October, not counting a couple of music video things I have in mind. But do you want to join in for that, Andres, or you kind of want to skip that one?
It really depends on how early I wake up, because once Halloween starts going on, that's usually like very early in the morning for me on my end. But I will try, every year I do try to have a Halloween live stream during Halloween in America. So it's going to be Monday for me, Monday morning, afternoon for me, Halloween Sunday night for you guys.
Right. And this little extra Halloween related podcast, no, live stream I'm doing is on Thursday. So it's going to be separate from what you're doing this coming Sunday here in America.
Okay. All right.
Okay. But we'll see what happens. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for...
Brayden, Kaiju girls.
Oh, Brayton. Okay, why are we friends with you? Warrior King says, well, you have to admit the Kaiju girl Glimbo has an easier time luring people to their doom with her...
Oh, no! No, Warrior King, no!
It was
Man, has enough creepy sex perverts enough as it is.
Right. Okay, so I'm gonna put you on mute for a little bit, Mr. Andres. Okay, yes. Say good night to the audience, ladies and gentlemen.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen, to the audience.
Indeed. Okay, I'll close us out with some basic music. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us so much. Again, no Ultraman Trigger live watch next Sunday. But the Sunday after that, the first Sunday of November, we will be back and we'll do a catch-up of the episodes we missed so far. LC, thank you so much for joining us. I hope to see you in the future. Definitely subscribe to my channel, ring that bell, press that like, and all that bullshit. And all that nonsense, I should say. After all, this is a kid's show. And to everyone else who joined in, Laura, Doomzilla, Tokupunk Productions, Warrior Kings, Brayton. Who else do we have here? I know, am I missing somebody? Oh, and Goji Shay. I'm so sorry about that. Thank you so much for joining us as usual. Now I leave you with the usual, Take Me Higher march. So good night, ladies and gentlemen.